Yehi Ratzon, Purim, 5778. Yehi Ratzon, the limud shebele refuat kol hacholim, uvetocham Tanya bat Oda Magalit, Yosef Yar ben Aviv Chava, Rav Simon ben Sima, Uli Lui Nishmat, Reb Bruce Weinrib, Zichrono Livracha. Purim 5778. We added a few elements, a little bit of music on the side, to prepare us for the biggest day of the year. I wanted to learn together 2 words from Megillat Esther. Esther comes up to Mordechai, and after hearing about the fact that every single Jew will be murdered, she looks and says to him, Tsumu alai, which is translated, fast for me. And I want to try to understand, what was Esther really saying when she said Tsumu alai? Because I had the greatest privilege to fly with my Or Chaim Knights to a tournament in Florida. And on Sunday we were in the finals, playing against the Katz Yeshiva High School. And if I would just compare, if I would say to my players just before the game, guys, I brought in a few new players to play instead of you, they would all say to me, Yair, you're crazy. Esther's standing in a moment that's tremendous in her life and in the history of the Jewish people. And I would say to Esther, if you want to fast, don't tell other people to fast for you. Yeah, I know that she will also fast, but what does that even mean that she's saying to the Jewish people, fast for me? It's her game, it's her ability, responsibility. What does that even mean, you should fast for me? But even more than that, let's say Esther really believed that they needed to fast. She should say, fast la Hashem. Repent, change. Do it for Hashem. What does that mean, do it for her? And I would say maybe on another level, if you want to say that it's important to fast, Sumu Aleichem. Fast for the fact that all of you are about to be murdered. How much she'd say specifically, Sumu Alai. Letting go of the game, letting someone else play the game for her. But I think the answer is that Esther understands that in life there are problems, but there are also things that cause the problem. We live in a world of results. I was giving out report cards, I gave people results. My kids came home with results. I'm just before the ending of registration for the yeshiva for next year. And all you think about is results. Esther's saying to the Jewish people, your orientation of results is the problem. You need to learn the cause. What caused Am Yisrael to reach a level that they could all be dancing in a party when the menorah is being presented in front of people that are desecrating it and disrespecting it? How does that happen? And Esther's answer is simple. When your whole mindset is you, then you're able to let go of everything meaningful in life. Esther says to the Jewish people, I don't want you to fast for the murder. I want you to fast for the cause. Because all of you were all focused on your personal development, but not on someone else. Sumu alai. Fast for me. For the first time, live in a context and in a mindset that someone else comes before you. I'm boarding a plane in 24 hours with Oritan and Adiel. My 6-year-old and 9-year-old son are flying to Israel. And they're making a project for Shalva. And the project that they're making is to ask themselves, am I willing to think about someone else before I think about myself? It's important to think about yourself, but it can't come first. You need to see yourself first as someone that's aware of someone else. So Esther said, Sumu alai. Stop being self-aware. Stop being selfish. Start living with an awareness of someone else. And I want to connect this to one more thing on Purim. The two mitzvot that I want to focus on are Mishloach Manot and Matanot Le'Evyonim. They seemingly have nothing to do with the holiday of Purim. But if you would imagine for a minute someone walking through a desert, suddenly he remembers that it's Pesach, and he has a matzah in his bag, he could keep the mitzvah of Pesach. And if it's Hanukkah and he has a little tent, he could light the candles. But if you're in the desert all alone, you can't do Mishloach Manot. If you're in the desert all alone, you can't do Matanot Le'Evyonim. Maybe just like Esther said, Sumu alai. Become aware of something bigger than just you. It's the same reason that we do Mishloach Manot and Matanot Le'Evyonim, because you can't do them by yourself. That's the definition of Purim. I give us a bracha as we enter into this Yom of Kodesh Kodashim, that we start realizing that our best story is when we're aware of another story, of how our lives cannot just be our jobs and our salaries and our grades. Because if it is, there is no reason for Amalek not to come back. And that's why when we enter into this Purim, we should give Mishloach Manot with tears, with a dance, knowing that that person is letting me live Purim. And when we give the Matana Le'Evyonim twice, we look at that person and we say to them, you have built Purim for me, and without you I can't keep this day. I know that I can't keep Purim without my family, and I want to mamash thank my wife and my children for making me know that the greatest story is when it's not just your story. Purim Sameach.